Losing time, I'm fading fast. I just wanna make it last. Try to let go of the past. I close my eyes, embrace the blast. Sleepless nights and headache stack. Restlessness to hell.
This is the Realme Neo 8, and honestly, I think this phone has the potential to become another milestone in Realme's lineup, right alongside the Realme GT8 Pro. A quick shout out to my tech partner from China for sharing this video. A big thank you for making this possible. Hey everyone, it's Maiky from Maiky. If you love staying updated with the latest gadgets, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on our exciting tech content. When it comes to the design, the Neo 8 clearly carries forward the look of Realme's earlier transparent style phones. If you've been following the brand, you probably noticed that right away. At the same time, it also inherits the squared, sharp-edged design language of the Realme GT8 Pro. In a way, you could call it a mashup of Realme's own designs, but the combination feels surprisingly refined and well put together. The color I'm holding here is called Awakening Purple, and it's one of those shades that changes character depending on how you look at it. Indoors, under artificial lighting, it comes across as a brighter, more vivid purple. But once you take it outside, the color shifts into a much more elegant tone, with a strong tech-inspired vibe. Since the back uses a transparent design, it almost feels like an exploration or concept edition. The rear panel itself is made from a single piece of glass, and it also has a subtle metallic reflective effect, which adds a really nice sense of depth and layering. Let's talk about the details for a moment, because this phone genuinely looks like a piece of art. It's especially eye-catching up close. At first, I actually assumed the mid-frame was plastic, but I was pleasantly surprised to find out it's metal. The sides are also slightly narrowed, which makes the phone feel much more comfortable in the hand. So in terms of materials, you're getting a metal mid-frame paired with a glass back, and that definitely elevates the overall positioning of the device. Realme has also brought back the Awakening Halo on the Neo 8, and in my opinion, the biggest value of this feature lies in its emotional appeal. When that emotional value is strong, everything else just feels more premium, and the sense of worth naturally increases. This generation of the Awakening Halo is more versatile than before. You can customize it for different scenarios like incoming calls, alarms, and music playback. It also shows different effects when the phone is charging or when the battery is running low. When you activate certain device modes, the lighting effect looks especially cool. There's even a countdown lighting effect for taking photos, which flickers in a way that feels almost like using a classic DV camera. On top of that, there's a smart code pop-up feature, such as a blue flash when you're making a payment. Of course, you can also set it to stay on all the time, just like I've done. Since there are actually 3 light bars, you can choose from multiple colors and mix them to create combinations that match your personal style. Moving on to the display, the Realme Neo 8 uses a Samsung Sky display with a 165Hz refresh rate, powered by Samsung's M14 luminescent material. The maximum manual brightness reaches 1000 nits, while the local peak brightness goes all the way up to 6500 nits. Thanks to the M14 material, power consumption is lower, and the screen has a longer lifespan. Even when the brightness is pushed high, the display remains accurate and vibrant. A 165Hz refresh rate puts it right up there with flagship level phones, and the instantaneous touch sampling rate of 3800Hz makes this a true gaming-focused screen. For eye comfort, it supports a 7th light bar at full brightness, along with intelligent eye protection features. That said, I still want to remind everyone not to use your phone in complete darkness. Having some ambient light around is always better for your eyes. For security, the Neo 8 comes with a 3D ultrasonic fingerprint unlock. As for performance, the processor should already be familiar to many of you. It's powered by the Snapdragon 8 Gen 5, which is a genuine next-step evolution of Qualcomm's flagship lineup. In real-world benchmark testing at room temperature, I managed to score around 3.33 million points on Antutu. When paired with the Lightstreamer engine, the phone feels extremely smooth, whether you're going about your daily tasks or pushing it hard in games. I also spent some time testing Genshin Impact at a full frame rate, and the experience was seriously smooth from start to finish. On top of that, Delta Force now supports 165 FPS, which means we can expect more games to fully take advantage of a 165 FPS in the near future. So if you're already using a 165Hz display platform, you might be wondering what the real benefit of 165 frames per second actually is. Here's a simple way to explain it. Compared to 120 FPS, running games at 165 FPS feels noticeably smoother and more responsive. Even your aiming and reaction speed can feel quicker than others. My advice is to try gaming at 165 FPS for a while, then switch back to 120 FPS. I'm pretty sure you'll instantly notice the difference. That said, an even more important part of the gaming experience on the Realme Neo 8 is the GeekStar panel. In this interface, you can manually adjust the temperature control. And honestly, once you push the temperature control to the max, the gameplay becomes incredibly smooth. You can also fine-tune the CPU and GPU frequencies here. I've maxed everything out myself, mostly out of habit, but you're free to adjust these settings based on your own preferences. If you're skeptical, you can even lower everything to the minimum just to feel how much the system behavior changes. The whole experience makes it feel like Realme is treating this phone almost like a gaming console. Using it genuinely feels similar to operating a console. When it comes to battery life, the Neo 8 comes equipped with a huge 8,000 mAh battery. After 2 hours of high-performance testing, the battery still had 90% remaining, which is honestly impressive. Now let's talk about another feature that brings this phone closer to flagship territory, the telephoto lens. It's not a very long telephoto, but it is still a dedicated telephoto lens, which is something many phones in this segment simply don't offer. That said, the telephoto sensor itself isn't very large. It's usable, as I mentioned earlier, but the key point is that the Realme Neo 8 actually includes one. In real-world use, the results surprised me a bit. The telephoto photos look quite heavily sharpened, but personally, I don't mind that at all. The sensor isn't large, there isn't much room to work with anyway, so this sharpening approach makes sense to me and feels perfectly acceptable. On the software side, a new feature called Tone Mode has been added. This mode allows you to choose different professional-style tone settings and manually adjust the parameters, which is a more advanced option for those who want it. But if you're like me and mostly enjoy casual street photography, the default presets work just fine. From the sample photos I took, you can see that the telephoto shots are definitely usable. Of course, they can't compete with true flagship phones, but compared to other devices in the same price segment, the camera performance is clearly better, which fits well with Realme's brand positioning. To wrap things up, this phone is best suited for young users who love gaming, enjoy photography, and care a lot about design. If that sounds like you, the Realme Neo 8 is a great match. In my opinion, it's one of the most distinctive high-performance phones released recently. Don't you think so? The overall vibe is trendy, playful, and clearly aimed at a younger audience. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.